So I was heading to Mauritius, and I really felt the adventure starting up again, because my main destination was going to be Madagascar, this world that, you know, another mystical world that had become famous because of documentaries and David Attenborough documentaries, and because of lemurs, you know, and chameleons as well. These different animals like we have in Australia as well. Something a bit strange maybe, and real adventure again. But anyway, I went to Mauritius and I explored around there for a little while, looking at waterfalls, walking around, walking through forests, and there's a morn there, or this big pinnacle of rock that sticks up near the water. I climbed up that as well. And then in the water itself, below there, if you fly over there, it looks like there's a underwater waterfall happening, just because of the formation on the seabed. And so I just spent a few days there talking to the people and stuff, and then I went over to Madagascar and to Tenerife, and that was the capital. And that was kind of surreal, because I got there and it was bustling and stuff, and then I got a taxi into the city to the hotel where I was going to stay, and as we were coming in, then the president went past in his car, and he had like two guys with shotguns sticking out of it, and they were just blasting along. They took over all the cars in some kind of like a big American SUV thing. But yeah, he went past anyway. And then so I started to explore, went out with a group, a small group again, and we had four-wheel drives and stuff, and going over these roads that were just, you know, distance-wise it was nothing, but it was hours. It would take you hours to get anywhere on these roads, and that was a good thing as well, a bit of isolation and stuff. And we went all over the place, went down a river called the Manambolo River for about 3 days, I think it was, and we had to be careful of hunters, or bandits I should say, who'd been down there robbing people and stuff. But luckily we didn't run into them, so that was okay. But on the way as well, there was I think it was about 87% solar eclipse. So that was incredible to see, and I was just sitting up on the bank of the river and shooting photos and stuff. But you can't really see, it doesn't really come out so much in the photos, because you've still got a decent amount of light. It's like about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just when the light drops in the daytime. It was kind of like that. But all the silence, that was the difference. The birds went silent and stuff, and it was a beautiful light as well, and it was great to experience that in the middle of Madagascar. And I went to the physical centre of Madagascar as well and shot photos of the stars, and Andringrita, I think it is, the highlands there. Went up there, and there was beautiful rock formations there as well, and to see the lemurs, of course, in the forests, and then the limestone casts as well, the singis as well, what they call the singis, and to beaches, to just a general exploration of the country, to see the landscape and the wildlife as well. And I went up one stage. I went up a river when we were going down the Manambolo. I was taking photos, and I wanted to take photos of the sunrise hitting this cliff. And so I got in the water, and then it was totally still, and the only ripples were created by my heartbeat, because I was about up to my chest in the water, and I could see. You can see these ripples in the photo as well, but they're created by my heartbeat. And then I crossed over there and started to go up another river with more rocks. It didn't have as much water in it, but that had beautiful waterfalls, and it was a beautiful green colour as well. And headed up there and explored a bit, and that was a really surreal world too, and beautiful. But it was really just a taste of Madagascar. And then I took off went via Reunion Island and then to the Seychelles. And again, that's incredible. Beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. On the main island, then I walked up to some of the peaks up there, and then took some photos looking down of the big rock formations again there, and the tropical jungle and stuff. And then I headed out to La Digue, as well, another island. You can just get a ferry out there, and I walked around the entire island, looking again at the rock formations and taking photos and stuff, and just a really peaceful environment and stuff. And then I went to another island there as well and explored the jungle, which they say hasn't changed for, I don't know how many thousands or millions of years, and went to the beaches and just walked around in general. And then they've got some coconuts there as well they're unique to the Seychelles, where they form a double coconut, so I took photos of them too. But again, it was just an exploration kind of trip, just to see the place. And after that, I headed to Lord Howe Island, so back to Australia, and that's another beautiful place as well. And there's a peak there called Bishop and Clark, so I walked up that and woke up early in the morning and saw mutton birds taking off, and again walked around the entire island just to explore again. And then after that I went to New Caledonia. I went to New Caledonia, and that was different too. It was more serious there, I felt, when I got into the city, and I felt a little bit of poverty or something, a bit of stress, something like that. It was a little bit different, the way the city was laid out, and the energy there as well. But I woke up to bird songs in the morning like you can hear now, but more intense, even though they were right behind my head. But I wanted to head up north, so I headed up north into the country, and then when you get on the coast, then you've just got these massive cliffs that go up, and there isn't much flat land there. But I got into the far north, and some people offered me a lift. I got off a bus, and then some people offered me a lift, so they took me down to this campsite just near the water, and I was there by myself, totally by myself, and there wasn't even any food there or anything. I didn't have any way to make food, but I did have my tent with me, so that was all right. And then one night, a palm frond, the main stem, fell on my tent, and luckily I had it up tight, because that could have done some real damage to it. It might have even killed me. But all they had there was a hot chocolate machine, so I would make some hot chocolate. And then there was a hotel further along. I had to walk along the road and then go into the hotel, and they just had sandwiches and things like that. So I would have lunch there. And on the way, there must have been about 60 dogs, crazy dogs, that just bark at everything, and I didn't know if they would attack as well. And I had a fear of dogs for a long time, so it was a good test for me. But I wanted to go up to this higher area to get a shot down of these amazing formations on the coast, similar to the Seychelles. I suppose it's limestone, more limestone casts, or just rock formations really. So I got up really early, and then I had to walk along this road, and I knew there was tons of dogs along there, so I was sneaking along, trying not to disturb them, because I didn't want them to come out and bite me or something. But yeah, I must have passed 60 or 100 dogs, and some sleeping dogs, so I was letting them lie. And got up to this high point, and then shot some photos down there of the coast, and then came back, and then I got a kayak, and I was kayaking around these formations as well. And then I was going back, and I wanted to head to Vanuatu, and it was a rainy day and stuff, and I went to a bus stop, because they have buses that run the entire length of the country, even though I think it was about a 5 or 6 hour bus ride, quite a ways away from the airport where I needed to get to. That day, I think I had an evening flight, and the bus did actually appear, but it was going really slowly, and then the bus driver told me that no, it's, there's something wrong with the bus, so we're not going to run it down there. I thought, oh, what? I'm stuck here, stuck up the other end of the country. And that hasn't happened to me too much. I've been pretty lucky overall. So I just tried to get a lift. I was trying to hitchhike, and then a Swiss French guy stopped with his mother, Etienne, and they said that they were going back there, So it was perfect, and they gave me a ride all the way back to the airport, and it was incredible, because I probably beat the bus as well, because that was the only bus running that day too. So I would have been stuck, and I would have missed my flight and everything. I was so happy, so appreciative of them taking me there, and made my flight, flew over to Vanuatu, and then I was in this world again that I like, really friendly world. Friendly people, lots of food around, fresh food and stuff. And then I went to the place I was staying at, and a tree had fallen on the place and smashed into the roof, and it was just inside the actual hotel near the bathroom. So it was kind of added even more atmosphere to it as well. And then went to meet some of the locals and stuff, and they were joking about, oh yeah, sometimes we give people kava, which is a drink that kind of numbs you. It's from a root. Is it? Anyway, kava, and it's powerful there. Whereas in Fiji, they say it's not very powerful, but in Vanuatu, yeah, it's really powerful, and I really felt the effect. And then a girl was joking that, yeah, we get you drunk off kava, and then we eat you, like as if they were cannibals or something. And then I heard about, you might know about the cliff jumpers or whatever, the original bungee jumpers on one island. Then one guy was saying that, yeah, those guys are crazy. It was interesting to hear, because he was from a different island, and he said that those guys from that island are known for being crazy. And there was a feeling that if you wanted to stay there, you could. If you really wanted to stay there, you could just join a community, and they would give you a house, and you'd get your food and everything, because it was an easy life to grow your vegetables and fruit and whatnot, and have a few pigs, I suppose. So if you really wanted to do that, you could stay there, living in that simple life, and join a community. And I happened to meet the mayor as well, and I went up to his house, and also fly out to the Yasu volcano. And this was on a light aircraft, but it was a bit more solid than a normal light aircraft. Flew out there, and that was incredible. You go up the volcano, and then you're standing on the edge of the volcano, on the mouth, and there are eruptions, and you feel the shockwave come up, and it shakes your clothes and stuff, and then it's spitting out projectiles as well, and lava and everything. So it's about as close as you can get to an active volcano in the world, one of the few places that you can do that, and they're always measuring it. But I could see massive bombs that had landed, big chunks of lava, the day before or a few days before, and they just check the activity to see exactly where you can stand. So you just have to hope there isn't a random one that comes flying out and hits you or something, or that you're not, hit by the smoke. But they're checking that too. Usually it goes in one particular direction. So did that, and then flew back to the capital. But sometime later, about a year or two later, I think it was, I found out that plane crashed. It was their only plane, that type of plane for that company had. So that crashed. And then I left Vanuatu.